Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the Hartford Whalers expansion franchise here on NHL 24. It's been a while, but we're getting back to it. We're now in year 4 for the season opener here. Mark Scheifele and Pavel Zacha on the draw as Scheifele wins that back to Sami Maki. Welcome back to this franchise. I know it's been a while, as I said, but happy to be back. Looking at some hockey here today. It was Brandon Montour, his first time with the puck on his stick. Now David Pastrnak, a breakaway the other way as Askarov sprawls out and saves that one. Some quick action right off the rip here from the XL center. Mangiapane, a backhand pass over for Tom Wilson. His third year with the Whalers now. Starting pass for Mangiapane, a shot. Pad save from Linus Ullmark. Now fighting in the corner, Pastrnak against Scheifele. Maki for Mangiapane, a shot wide. And now Tom Wilson back to the point for Montour. In front, pass goes astray. Now Zacha with it behind the net. The Boston Bruins have missed the playoffs the past 2 seasons. Now Scheifele, a turnover, a shot. Loose puck in front. Lindholm takes advantage. A big hit from Tom Wilson. Now loose puck behind the net into the corner. Just 3 minutes through this first period of play. A lot of early action. Max Pacioretty on his 6th team in six seasons. Trying to play for every NHL club. Zacha in front. Good maneuver there. Shot. Askarov going to freeze that one as he's in for his first full season as our Hartford Whalers goaltender. Of course, traded for him at last year's trade deadline from the Nashville Predators. Now Leo Carlsson on against David Krejci. Krejci now 40 years old as he loses that draw to Leo Carlsson, I think 21 years old. A lot of age disparity there on the faceoff. Now Carlsson with it behind the net, pass there for Peeke. Now Provorov, a shot blocked against the boards. Carlsson back with it to the point. Provorov inching his way up, and he scores! Ivan Provorov had over 10 goals last year. Really broke through in his first season with the Whalers. And early action, very active shifts out here. And this looks like to be a new team this season. We missed the playoffs last year in year 3. What a shot there from Provorov from the slot. And he squeezed that in the lane. I think that was actually, it looked like it might have been deflected, maybe off a Boston Bruin. But Linus Ullmark could not track that one. And not even 5 minutes into this year 4 season, our Hartford Whalers are ahead. Now Scott Laughton on the draw against Krejci. The second line still out there for Boston. That's Andrew Peeke on the primary assist there. Free agent signing from Columbus. I think signed him to a 3-year deal. Also acquired Brandon Montour, so our top 2 right-handed defensemen were acquired over the offseason. And a quick glove save there from Askarov. And we really hope he can blossom into one of the NHL's top goaltenders. And now here on this third line is Scott Laughton with Oliver Bjorkstrand. And who's the other guy out there? Roslovic. So 2 free agent signings from this past year. Bjorkstrand going to take it in himself. A quick slap shot. Blocked as Boston will take it the other way. There's Patrick Kane, the former Hartford Whaler. We signed him in our year 0 offseason back in episode 2. Spent a couple years in Hartford, but has since moved on to Boston. Now Scott Laughton, big hit there against the boards by Mikheyev. One of many free agent signings in the lineup here for Boston. Mentioned Pacioretty earlier. Mikheyev, and we'll see a few more. Provorov retrieves that dump in as he gives up the board to Roslovic. Roslovic signed, I think, a 3-year deal as well with Hartford. Another rip there from Bjorkstrand. And he got the bank, but couldn't get another shot off. And here's Patrick Kane rocking number 87 now, with Pastrnak, of course, number 88 for this Boston team. That sweater probably going to end up in the rafters one day. And that's going to be a Patrick Kane trip, as Mikael Rasmussen, that was Evans on the trip. Jake Evans, the longtime Hartford Whaler, I think one of only 2 players, along with Andrew Mangiapane, to suit up in every single game so far this series so far. Boston trailing 1-0 here about halfway through the first period. A chance to even it up on their first power play of the season. Rasmussen does win that face-off. Rasmussen signs a 2-year deal. I think it was a 2-year, $4 million deal. Something like that as he comes over from Detroit looking for a little career rejuvenation after being a top 10 pick, but just never really panned out in Detroit, similar to Filip Zadina, who has turned into one of our most consistent players throughout the course of this series. Rasmussen kicks it behind the Hartford net. Now Sami Maki, his pass off Askarov. Now Mangiapane, as he gets that off for Rasmussen. Can we get a clear? I was going to say we finally do, as more than halfway through this power play. Now Trevor Moore, A shot blocked there by Montour as he clears the zone. Pacioretty giving chase. And like I said, his 6th different team in 6 seasons. He has 3 straight 25-goal seasons. Last year, I think 25 with the Avalanche. Now David Perron, one of the very experienced players on this team. Towards the net, a pass there for Krejci. A good save by Askarov. Will Coyle, his first time starting in the opener. Made the roster out of the preseason. And we will get a penalty kill here. Now McAvoy inches his way in a quick glove save. There we go. From Askarov, really flashing the leather and looking sharp so far. Now we have that third line back out there. Scott Laughton. Actually, I think Laughton might have started every game so far as well, along with Mangiapane and Evans, as I said. Lindell starting the season on our third line defensive pairing. Battling there with Bertuzzi. He's stuck it out with Boston here in this series as he's been very successful for the Bruins. Pasternak bringing it in. Loose possession now. Pass from McAvoy. A pad save there from Askarov. Loose puck in front. And Lindell going to come away with it. Laughton was hit to the ice, but regained his footing. Now Roslovic trying to squeeze up the boards as he does not turn over there. Pasternak loses possession there against Lindell. Now Zadina, good pass there for Carlsson. Springs him free. Carlsson loses possession to Bertuzzi. Leo Carlsson now in his 4th season. Really broke out last year in year 3, but this year you hope he can even take another step forward and kind of cement himself as an elite offensive player in the league. And here's Carlsson entering the zone for Hartford. Pass there for Besser in front, a glove save by Ilmark as he robs him. A very good setup there from Carlsson, trying to hook up with his line mate. And now here's Carlsson, Besser, Zadina back out there against this bottom line for Boston. Kosh wins that back to Lindholm. And now Mason Marchment, another free agent acquisition for the Bruins. A good pass there for Perron. A poor angle from Provorov, letting him get some space there. And that's a big hit from Besser at the point. Loose puck for Carlsson. Loses possession on a good hit there from McAvoy as he receives a pass from Lindholm. Now Perron taking it in. Loose puck to the boards. Provorov with it now. That leaks free, picked up by Zadina. Peeke now, backhand pass for Besser as he'll enter the zone. Besser closed off there towards the net. Lindholm a good play as he now has possession. Lindholm taking it up. Pass there for Perron. Pass there in front for Marchment. A poor angle, and Askarov closed that one down. 3:09 left in the first period. Scheifele back out there on the draw against Matthew Joseph, who actually pursued in free agency, but elected to go with Boston. Shot wide now. Kane. Mikheyev now in front. Poked away by Askarov. And Kane couldn't get a shot there in front. A lot of congestion. Now he's back with it. Over for Brady Shea. Mikheyev in front. He scores! We could not get it out of the zone. And Mikheyev delivers on one of his first shifts here with the Boston Bruins as they knot it up. 2:15 remaining in the first period. We could not get out of it with the lead, or at least scoreless. Still time to get the lead. Shea, a shot blocked, kind of ricochets right to Mikheyev, and he finishes forehand right in front of the net. And our defensive presence really has not been strong. We own time on attack, to start the game, but Boston has rallied very well. And now we're at center ice for another face-off, 1-1, 2:15 left in the first period. Scheifele, strong attack there on the draw as Mangiapane hit to the ice. A big hit there by Pacioretty, kind of setting the tone. There's Trevor Moore knocked down there in the neutral zone. Mangiapane back with it. Mangiapane passed behind the net, poked away there by Ilmark. And now Mark Scheifele will pick it up. Over for Dylan Coghlan. Tom Wilson trying to reset, but he loses possession. Now Trevor Moore with it, less than a minute left in the first. Trevor Moore dancing, getting some space, and a quick shot there. Saved by Askarov. Rasmussen out there leading the fourth line on the draw as he wins that back to Coghlan. Now Issa Lindell, maybe time for one more rush for Hartford. They can't get a clean entry as that now skips behind the net for Boston. Brendan Carlo up for Trevor Moore as that will do it here in the first period. Hartford came out very strong. We were attacking, we were owning the puck, but since Boston has rallied, they had that power play, which kind of gave them some momentum, although they did fail to convert. But we were outshot 10-5 in that period, and Askarov has been very strong so far to start this Year 4 season. Big expectations from him in goal. as we finally do have some stability in that spot. Now Zacha and Scheifele on to start the second period as Zacha wins that time. Now Lindholm will take it in off the faceoff, poked away by Montour. Didn't really see much of him in the first period. Montour was acquired in the offseason in a blockbuster trade. We sent not this year's first and second, but next year's first and second round pick, along with Javon Marks, a top goalie prospect, over there to the Florida Panthers. And now offensive zone draw for Hartford to the left of Linus Ullmark. Scheifele and Zacha still out there. And Scheifele wins that one back to Montour. Over for Maki. Loose puck now. Tom Wilson back to the point for Montour. Scheifele now. Tom Wilson back to Montour. Trying to get a shot off, but not a good shot selection there from the top D-man now on this team as Lindholm will take it in. Starting pass for Zacha. Shot wide. Now Montour with it. Gives up to Scheifele. Scheifele finesses his way past the man. Mangiapane trying to work towards the net. Loses the handle. Now in front for Scheifele. Can't get a shot off. As Pasternak will take it the other way. Pasta with it into the corner. Now behind the net in front. And that's a goal! That's David Krejci. A snipe. A good setup from Pasternak. And we just have no defensive assertiveness right now. We're just letting these guys skate all over. And they score late in the first and now score early in the second. And that's Montour right there. It was on Lindholm, but Krejci kind of came out of nowhere. A tremendous feed from Pasternak. Everyone's just, going towards him. Maki, Scheifele sold out on Pasternak, which opened up the Krejci there in front to deliver the goal. So an early goal from Hartford to start the game, and we're now down 2-1. Got to get it together here. Lindholm, and that's Leo Carlsson taking it back the other way. And a good save by Ullmark. A good move from Carlsson, went forehand, and Ullmark was all over that. Now Trevor Moore the other way. Back in front, he scores! Pacioretty, a tremendous feed, just dropped it off to him, and Trevor Moore did the rest. And Boston just taking control now. A little give and go, and Moore was going to finish that time. Forehand, top corner, and Askarov a little too slow there with the glove, and Montour and Maki here on the top defensive pairing just, struggling to find chemistry. It's now 3-1 Boston, not even 4 minutes into the second period. Boston wins the draw there. Now Krejci with it over for Pacioretty. And again, bad defensive play there. A big hit, though, at least. And hopefully that can give us some momentum now. Montour taking it in. We need some sort of offensive development, and that's not going to do it. Montour just turns it over as Pacioretty takes it the other way. Montour now to Zadina. And that's going to be kicked behind the net. Zadina back with it. Up the boards now for Montour. Over to Carlsson. Carlsson working his way now. Besser. Besser's shot. Good save by Ullmark. And that almost went past him, but he was able to recover and freeze it. Lawton now out there leading the third line. Provorov over for Peeke. A shot from the point. That goes wide. Going to be picked up by Roslovic. Now Provorov. His shot. A weak attempt, and that was easily blocked. And now Bjorkstrand. Trying to get some space in front for Lawton. He couldn't get it off, and then did get it on the second effort, but a pad save. And now Lindholm skating his way in. Being chased there by Roslovic. Centering pass for Pasternak. A rip. And a glove save by Askarov. Rasmussen on the draw here against Zacha. Pavel Zacha wins that back to McAvoy. Now Lindholm. A rip from McAvoy. Another glove save by Askarov. And we'll have another defensive zone draw. This time to the right of Askarov. And we do win it this time. Rasmussen back to Peeke. Peeke over for Jake Evans. Evans will dump that in and give chase along the boards. Now behind the net for Boston. McAvoy retrieves it. Pasternak with it. Gets that off, although Peeke will intercept. Now Provorov up for Will Coyle. Coyle powering his way in, does lose the handle. Now Evans in front, a shot blocker saved by Ullmark. Rasmussen now holding Pasternak against the boards. Loose puck, battling for it, and Lindholm will pick that up, gives to Zacha. And now Tyler Bertuzzi. Poked away by Evans. Bertuzzi gets that to McAvoy. Now a good feed there for Patrick Kane. Kane playing in his former arena. He left after year 2 as our all-time leader in points so far. He might still hold that mark, although I think actually Scheifele probably has surpassed him at this point. Kicked out the boards for Brady Shea in front, and a good save by Askarov. Boston had a man wide open there. A good feed from Brady Shea, but Askarov responded well. Our top line back out there for the Whalers. Mark Scheifele on the draw. Loses that time. Mikheyev back to the point for Brendan Carlo. Now Shea, a shot. Off the pad, and Joseph, a rebound. Again, Askarov denied that. Mikheyev back with it now in front. Backhand deflected. He does get possession back. Now Patrick Kane poked away. Now Joseph. Patrick Kane a rip. A glove save by Askarov. Knocked that one away. A quick release from Patty Kane. And now Tom Wilson should have just kept going up the boards. I don't know why he turned inside. Loses possession. Shea now. Intercepted by Lindell. Tom Wilson up the boards for Mark Scheifele. Scheifele hit off the puck down. Mason Marchment takes it in for the Bruins. Centering pass for Perron, and he scores off the post, off the other one. And that finds the back of the net. And that's now 4 unanswered for the Boston Bruins. Very poor display from the Whalers in this game. Really thought we were in for a good one after that hot start, but really haven't generated anything since. And as Zadina with it, gives to Lindell. Shea steals it. Backtracks into his own zone, now up ice. Good hit there from Besser. I think that's Kosh. Is that how you pronounce it? Someone, if I ever pronounce any of these names wrong, please correct me. Coughlin, as he turns it over there in the neutral zone. Eric Johnson to David Perron. Good hit there from Zadina to take possession of the puck, although we lose it. Carlsson now with it, as it's going to be a hooking penalty, so we'll get the extra attacker out there. Besser now with it. In front for Carlsson, and he can't get a clean shot off. Good setup there, and it's actually slashing Mason Marchment to the box, as Hartford will go on our first power play of the season. An offensive zone draw now to the right of Linus Ullmark on our first power play of the year. Scheifele on the draw. Wins that back for Provorov. Now Bjorkstrand, a Besser shot, and an easy glove save there from Ullmark. And we saw that Trevor Moore scored earlier. I mean, who really hasn't scored on this Boston team? But he was acquired in the Swayman trade going back to year 1 at the deadline. Boston traded Swayman to the Kings, and he's still there. I think he recently signed an extension. And Trevor Moore was one of the big pieces they got back. And now less than 4 minutes remaining here in the second period. Wilson takes it in. Little hesitant. Besser now in front. He can't finish. A good save by Ullmark. Into the corner now for Scheifele. Back to the point for Provorov. Now Bjorkstrand back to Scheifele. Wilson in front. A shot. He can't finish. Ullmark has been on his game, especially on this power play, on those flurry of chances. Bertuzzi being chased by Wilson. Now Krejci with it. He's hit off the puck. Bjorkstrand. Over for Besser. Besser's had a few chances so far. In front for Scheifele. A good one-timer, but it's blocked. And now Wilson in the corner. Still fighting for it. Loose puck. He does get possession. Now still being held up against the board. Scheifele offers some help. Wilson back to the point for Montour. Shot through traffic. And I think Scheifele did get a deflection there. But Ullmark too good. Just 9 seconds now on this power play. Face-off is one. Lindell off a ricochet. Thought Zadina might be able to get that one, but he could not. We do keep it on the zone as Boston does kill that. Mikheyev battling for it now. Montour. And who's going to end up with it? Trevor Moore. He's going to be blatantly tripped. Come on, Leo. And Leo Carlsson is going to head to the box. Pending a stoppage. And that will leak into the third period unless Boston is able to score here in the last minute 30. Offensive zone draw here for Boston, already leading by 3 goals. We will win that one. Sammy Maki with it. Pass over for Montour. And now Montour will give to Scott Lawton. Lawton back to Maki. Trying to get a little rush going here, shorthanded. Maki will take it in. Shot blocked into the corner. Now Lawton with it. As Zaka will steal that. Boston a rush. Now intercepted by Lawton. He's hit to the ice. Now Montour with it in front. A save by Ullmark. Good pressure here, shorthanded. Maybe we should just stick with 4 skaters. Evans now out there with Mangiapane. Evans will win that to Mangiapane off the face-off. A quick rip. A save by Ullmark. Now Pacioretty taking it the other way over to McAvoy. McAvoy, a good feed there for Pasternak. Although he turns it over now. Provorov with it. Provorov takes it in. Loose puck up the boards. Picked up by Mangiapane. Over for Evans. And that was a little... Had to get it a little more wide there. I like what he was going for. Now Zaka will take it up ice. as that will bring us into the third period. Boston doubles their goal total as Hartford trails by 3. We're going to need to get a late rally going if we want to come back in this one. And now we're here to start the third period, and we actually did outshoot them 11-8 in that period, but Ullmark stopped all 11 of those shots. And now Lawton on the draw against Zacha as we're underway here in the third period. Pasternak wins it off the faceoff there, a little tie-up. Now loose puck into the corner, Bertuzzi back to Pasternak. Another delayed penalty here, a shot through traffic, as we are going to go down now 5-on-3 for 8 seconds. An obstruction hooking from Jack Roslovic. Evans out there on the draw against Zacha. 5-on-3 here for a few seconds before going back to 5-on-4. Now Provorov over for Peeke. And a big face-off win there as we do kill one of those power plays, and now pretty much a fresh one here for Boston. Pacioretty for Zacha. Zacha taking it up ice. Poked away from Maki. Good play there from Maki, and he does have possession, takes it in. Although he'll just dump it, giving chase now, holding up Pacioretty. That's another penalty on Hartford. Jeez Louise, that one might be an elbow. We're just going to play this whole game shorthanded. A good save there from Askarov. And this will be 5-on-3 for 1:06, and that's Evans. We are just living on the penalty kill here today. I would assume Boston gets at least one here on this 5-on-3 chance. Lindholm at the point now over for Kane. A rip from Lindholm. Blocker save from Askarov. Peeke with it, gives up to Provorov. And he'll dump that in, giving chase. Lindholm with it. And a feed there for Moore. Provorov trying to get back still. Trevor Moore a rip and a glove save from Askarov. 18:07 left in regulation. After this game, we'll sim ahead. Maybe like 9 games. We'll end this episode at even 10 games into the season. Lindholm off the faceoff, and he missed on that one. Scheifele will clear it out of the zone. I kind of want to do a faster pace this year. Not so much, condensing it, but I want to do more games each episode and kind of move this along a little bit more. We do kill off one of those, so now 50 seconds of 5-on-4. Maki battling against the boards. Now Scheifele with it. Gives back to Maki. Over for Peeke. A good pass there for Roslovic. Former teammates in Columbus. Perron now for Krejci. Dancing his way now. More in front. A backhand chance off the deke. And a good save there by Askarov. Now Roslovic over for Andrew Peeke. Peeke takes it in. In front for Scott Lawton, poked away by Ullmark as we do kill off another Boston power play. Now at full strength. And now David Perron with it. Taking it in. Centering pass there for Krejci. And a good save by Askarov. Boston getting a lot of legit chances here today. Andrew Peeke gives up to Scheifele. Mark Scheifele taking it in. Tried a centering pass. Tried it again. And Boston there to stop it each time. And now Patty Kane with it. Gives up to Perron. Brock Besser will just steal that. A pass for Carlsson. And now Leo Carlsson working his way in. Now Sami Maki with it in front. Backhand chance save Ullmark. Now Zadina wins possession. Besser a shot. That went wide. Besser back with it. Backhand chance in front. Another save by Ullmark. 13:45 remaining. Carlsson on the draw. Zacha will win that one back to Brady Shea. Boston taking it up. Pasternak now. Poked away by Provorov. Good play. And Zadina will just skate it all the way back. Like into the boards. This game needs a lot of work. Hopefully the next one is better. And now Besser takes it in. Dancing his way in. A quick shot. And a good save by Ullmark. Now Provorov off the rebound. Picks it up in the corner. Kicks it away. Pasternak runs right into his own net. Still stuck over there. Pasternak is still stuck, and now he has it broke free. Pass in front for Coyle. A backhand chance saved by Ullmark. Good feed there from Andrew Peeke. Now Provorov beat there by Shea on the angle. Zacha can't get a clean shot off. Bertuzzi. He loses the handle. Now Coyle taking it in for the Whalers. Will Coyle overtaken there by Pasternak. Now a good feed there for Joseph. Pasternak loses the handle over for Joseph now. In front Bertuzzi. A shot and he scores! You got to pick up the water bottle on that one. And games like these are absolutely frustrating. I think it's even more frustrating when you're watching it. You know, we've invested a lot into this team. And look, we have Coughlin there in front of the net just backing up, not even going towards Bertuzzi. screening his own goaltender, and it's now 5-1 Boston. I mentioned earlier, Boston did miss the playoffs each of the last 2 seasons, and last year they're actually a bottom 3 team in the Eastern Conference, but they came in as a higher overall than us on offense, defense, and goaltending, and they're certainly having their way with us, as Mikheyev almost another one. A pad save there from, I think that's Askarov still in there. I'm not sure if we've gone to the backup Daniil Tarasov quite yet. Poor pass there, intercepted by Bjorkstrand, and Roslovic tried to give it right back to him, just shoot it. He does win back possession, fighting there with Patrick Kane. Omark will just freeze that one. 8:57 left. Let's just get out of here, please. Seems like Boston might be on the downward slope here, with teams like Detroit, Columbus, Ottawa in that division really coming alive. A quick shot there from Coghlan off the faceoff, and an easy save for Omark. Lawton on the draw here against Krejci. Lawton wins that back to Coghlan. Another chance as he's blocked that time. Now Lawton will pick it up behind the net. Lindell with it over to Coghlan. Now Roslovic a shot, and that's blockered away into the corner. Krejci, a big hit from Lawton, back to the point Coghlan. Another poor shot selection there from Coghlan. And he barely made the starting lineup. Might have to rethink that. I think Samuel Bolduc, even though that'll give us 4 left-handed defensemen, I think we might just have to roll with Bolduc instead. And he has kind of earned a spot, but Coghlan was a little bit better in the preseason. Signed him to a low-risk 1-year contract. Pacioretty trying to work his way in, poked away by Lindell. That's going to be over for Mark Scheifele. Now Wilson in front. He can't finish forehand. Pad save there from Omark. Scheifele back with it for Wilson. Another chance. Off the rebound. Mangiapane puts it home. Captain Mangiapane with 5:55 left here in the third. And it restores some dignity for this Whalers team. We're leading 1-0. Gave up 5 straight. And now a 5-2 game as Mangiapane puts home his first of the year. We'll keep our top line out there against this Boston bottom line. 5-2 game now. McAvoy dumps it and retrieved there from Montour. And now Tom Wilson over for Mark Scheifele. Scheifele centering lead pass there for Wilson, working his way in. Lose possession now, Mangiapane with it. And he kicks that away from Wilson right to a Boston player. Loose puck now in the neutral zone. Montour, he just has not been sharp in this one. Scheifele a big hit there on Lindholm, but does get the pass off. That's going to be dumped in, retrieved there from Montour. Now Sami Maki with it as we're less than 4 minutes left in this game. Good pass there for Zadina, has some space. Now a lead pass for Carlsson, back to Zadina. Carlsson, I don't know why Leo just didn't shoot it on the original pass. That was a much better chance than what we ended up with. Carlsson on the draw against Pavel Zacha, 3:24 left in regulation. Boston win that back to Carlo, now Bertuzzi with it. Intercepted by Maki, now for Zadina. Pass back to Montour. He's intercepted in the neutral zone. Montour, a big hit on Bertuzzi, knocked him into the Hartford bench. Now Besser, a breakaway the other way. Besser, and he gets it 5-hole. We score again, and it's now 5-3. Some good fight late in this game, some good resilience, and that was a huge hit. And I forget who we just said got knocked into the bench. I think Bertuzzi, and then a loose puck. Besser there to pick it up, and he's had a ton of chances in this game, and finally he delivers on one. Besser on the breakaway, and he's usually going to finish. Good backhand, finish 5-hole, and now just a 2-goal game with 2:28 remaining. Really trying to fight back in this one, but probably too little too late. Carlsson does win that draw. Provorov now for Carlsson. Over for Zadina. Zadina backhand in front, blocked by Carlsson right in front. Now his shot, and that almost went 5-hole, but Omark able to squeeze the pads together and make the stop. So we came out hot in the first 5 minutes, and now the last 5 minutes, we're playing very good hockey as well. Boston wins that draw. Carlo with it for Pacioretty. Pacioretty evades a couple Hartford Whalers now along the boards in front for Kane. Or was that Kasha? As Bjorkstrand now with it. 1 minute remaining in this game. Scott Lawton will take it in as we do pull the goalie, but right as Boston gets a break, so he does stay. As Provorov with it. Lose possession to Krejci right in front now. Pacioretty as we do keep it. Now Roslovic as we do pull the goalie again now. Roslovic, low stamina there, but fighting. Bjorkstrand and Lawton on the rebound. I think that went across the crease. Now Lawton in front. Another chance. Battling for it, loose puck. Olmark will freeze. And we had a very good opportunity there, but just could not deliver. Now just over 30 seconds remaining. Bertuzzi with it off the draw. We'll dump that in. Going to be picked up by Dylan Coughlin. Coughlin to pass over for Carlsson. Not sure what he was doing there. Lost possession. Bertuzzi now back with it as Carlsson will take it. Tom Wilson a rip. Pad saved by Olmark. Lindholm now with it behind the net. Now just 10 seconds or less than 10 seconds remaining. Boston taking it the other way. Now Wilson steals it. Time for one last chance here. A shot. Save Olmark. And that will do it here in Hartford. A poor result here in our season opener to start year 4. We let up 5 straight goals. And that's just not going to get the job done. A lot of new faces, though, on this Whalers team. And we should battle for a playoff spot this year, but this first game was not encouraging by any means. Boston takes it 5-3, and we're going to sim ahead a little bit. So stick around, and hopefully we can right the ship to end this episode. We're going to sim ahead, I guess, 10 or so games, but that'll do it here from the XL Center as our Hartford Whalers fall 5-3 in our Year 4 season opener. Tough loss in Game 1, but hopefully it gets better here to close the episode. We now host the Buffalo Sabres, who won their opener, and they are a very good team coming off a playoff appearance, I believe, last year. And I believe going back to year 2, Tage Thompson, I think, was the NHL points leader that year. So a lot of firepower, this young nucleus for Buffalo really coming together, especially on defense with Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power on that unit. And we let up 3 in the first. Tarasov actually got the start in this one. Mangiapane, another goal as he scored 2 of our first 3. But Krebs, Skinner actually led the NHL in goals back in year 2, while Thompson was the points leader, and Middlestat a goal as well. So 3-1, 26 combined shots in that first. And they add 3 more in the second. We tied it up early on. It was 3-3. And then Cousins, Power, Thompson scored 3 within like 3 minutes. And hopefully Tarasov got pulled. And we let up 2 more, and he did not. Cousins and Skinner each add 2 more, and a disastrous start here for our Hartford Whalers. My goodness. 4 points for Cousins and Thompson. Skinner 3 points with 2 goals. And what was Tarasov doing? I mean, he earned the backup job. 8 goals allowed. A .784 save percentage. Absolutely putrid. I didn't realize the goal computer was going to throw Tarasov in there already, as we're being outscored 13-6 in our first 2 games of the year so far. Another home game here now against the Capitals. And, if we keep losing games, it won't take long for us to adjust our lines. Hopefully we can get in the win column in this one. We get 2 there in the first, so Mangiapane has scored in every game so far. Will Coyle adds his first of the year. We had 2 more in the second, 4-1 going into the third. Roslovic made it 3-0, then O'Connor on the power play, and Scheifele got his first. So 4-1, and we barely hang on. We let 2 in there in the third, as Washington did make it close, but Askarov a good game, 32 saves on 35 shots, as Scheifele was the first star in this one. So our first win of the year, we came out hot. We're up 3-0 at one point, as now we have the Vegas Golden Knights. And they're actually one of the worst teams in the league last year. I think they ended up with the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick. Let's actually check their lines real quick. I think they might have won the draft lottery last year. I think the Flyers were number 2. I don't recognize that. Oh, yeah, Lutz here on the top line. So Noah Lutz was the first overall pick. And he's only 18 years old on the top line for Vegas. 2 assists in his first 2 games. Still without a goal, but the Vegas Golden Knights have really fallen off here in the past couple seasons. We'll see how they fare this year, but we'll keep simming along here. Now 1-2, hopefully we can win our first road game of the year here against the Knights. 1-0 after 1. Jonathan Bernier in net for Vegas, their backup goalie. Scheifele gets on the board. No scoring there after the second. And we'll just live sim this third period, and they get an early one. And then Noah Lutz scores his first goal, so they get 2 within almost 2 minutes. We just failed to score on a power play. And we were up 1-0, now 2-1. Two very early third period goals. And they get another one. And we're just falling apart here. We cannot score. We have had 39 shots and we let up an empty netter. And that will do it. So 40 shots on goal, only one goal to show for it. And I think just one more game and then we're going to start shuffling the lines a little bit. Unless we could bounce back here against the Kings. We come in at 1-3, they're 1-2. Hopefully we can get win number 2. And 3-0 after the first. What is going on with this team? Askarov has not been playing well. The defense in front of him has not been playing well. They added a shorty in this game just to add insult to injury. Askarov got pulled after the first, so Tarasov in net. Bjorkstrand on the power play. Will Coyle got another one. Rasmussen got his first as a Whaler. But 5-3. And we let in one more there on the empty netter. So what are we, 1-4? And an absolutely disastrous start here for our Whalers. And we're absolutely going to change the lines a little bit now. And now here's a look at our updated lines. I mean, it's only 5 games into the season, so no need to do anything too drastic. We kept Mangiapane and Scheifele up there. We just moved Besser. We pretty much swapped Besser and Tom Wilson from the first and second line. Then we put Scott Lawn up to the second line from the third line, have him at center with Carlsson now on the wing. Then Zadina, we move down to the third line. He produces wherever we put him, and I think he's been best on the third line. So we'll put him with Roslovic and Bjorkstrand, the 2 former Columbus Blue Jacket teammates. And Jake Evans, a big story now. I mean, he was up to an 82 overall, I think, at one point last year or maybe the year before, but very down year production-wise. Only 16 points, down 22 from the year prior. So it looks like his best days may be behind him, even though he's only 30 years old, down to a 79 overall. And he, Lawton, and who was the other player? It was Jake Evans, Scotland, and Zadina. No, I'm sorry, it was Mangiapane, Lawton, and Evans, the only 3 players to this point to suit up in every single game so far in this series. You see, going back to 2023, 2024, 82, 82, 82 for games played. So Evans, he might be on the fritz of maybe getting scratched here shortly. I was maybe going to scratch Will Coyle, but 4 points in the first 5 games. I think we'll stick with that production. On defense, we actually ended up putting Montour down to the second line with Issa Lindell just momentarily. Him and Sami Maki were not clicking well, so we'll keep Maki up there. He was playing very well last year. We think he's going to take his game to a whole new level. And he and Provorov had very good chemistry last season, so we'll stick it out with them for now on defense and see how that goes. So just a few more games here to sim. We have a 4-game road trip right now at Minnesota, who are 2 years removed from a Stanley Cup championship, the first in their franchise history. And last year is actually the Chicago Blackhawks, if you missed that, who ended up winning the Cup. So we'll jump into this game with our new lines on the road. And we fall 1-0 there. An early goal from Johansson, and Tarasov is in net in this one. 3-1 now after 2. Besser, our lone goal scorer. They got one very late. And then that's going to be the final result. Only 20 shots on goal, outshot 36-20 as we fall to 1-5. And I did not see this start coming at all. Now at Montreal, who are one of the bottom teams in the league for the most part over the course of this series. So hopefully we can get back in the win column in this one. And Askarov is in net. Just wanted to make sure. Very rough start, 1-5. This is like worse than our year 1 when we were a fresh expansion team. 1-1 after 1. Zadina gets on the board. 2 early goals, both of them in the first 3 minutes. And then we get 4. We explode there in the second, and that is what I like to see. Bjorkstrand, his second. Scheifele, Rasmussen, his second. And Mangiapane gets one as well. And we end up winning 5-3. So our second win comes over the Canadiens, although we didn't have any of the top stars in this one. Funny when it works out like that. Now back-to-back games here at Anaheim, who was actually the President's Trophy winners last year. The best record in all of the NHL. I think they were outed in the second round. Not a good start for them at 1-4-1. I'm assuming Askarov is in net for this one. Maybe Tarasov will throw in for the other one. Don't want to work Askarov too much, especially early on, in this rough stretch. So actually, they do throw Tarasov in. The AI, the CPU, has never been so active, switching goalies like this. Leo Carlsson, our lone goal scorer, as we're down 3-1 heading into the third, and we fall here 5-2 as our losing ways continue. Now 2-6 on the year, and we're set here against Detroit, who I think they actually made the playoffs last year, but an even worse start than us at 1-7. So hopefully another bad team we can take advantage of. Want to make sure Askarov is in net for this one, as he is. It's been a rough going here for our goalies, for our defense, allowing a ton of goals, probably among the most given up of all teams so far. After one, we trail 1-0, a goal from Frederick. Now 2-0. That's Mats Tomernis, I think the third overall pick from the year 2 offseason. We get one, but we still fall here. It took almost a full hour to get on the score sheet. Mark Scheifele, our lone goal scorer here, as we're now 2-7. And we're set to simulate this last game against Columbus, and we'll pick it up next episode, hopefully better. Right now, only 4 points, and we're tied for the second to worst team in the league with the Red Wings, and the Stars, the only team right now with fewer points than us at 1-6-1. Now, versus Columbus to end this episode, and hopefully we can at least go out on a winning note. What was that? 2-9, or I'm sorry, 2-7 so far. Yikes! We do jump up 2-0. Roslovic, a goal against his former team in the first minute 7, and Montour gets his first goal as a member of the Whalers. 2 more there as we were up 4-0. Gaudreau with a late goal made it 4-1, but Rasmussen and Zadina get on the board as well. And we had 2 more, so a very consistent game. Bjorkstrand scores against his former team, and Besser got one as well. We win 6-1, 34 saves, I think, for Askarov in this one. And I checked before this game. I'm going to cut that out probably in editing, but they actually they had Tarasov set to start, so they're like alternating almost every game with these auto-rotate goalies on. Bjorkstrand, 4 points, and he really exploded there on the third line with Zadina and Roslovic. So 3-7 to start the year. Not the best, but encouraging finish. And hopefully this new combination of lines, maybe it just took a little to gel, and hopefully we could get back to our winning ways. I mean, we were very good last year, just barely missed the playoffs. A strong second half of the year kind of got us back into it. But other than that, Sabres here at 9-1. The Senators at 8-0-1. The leading teams right now in the NHL. No Western. Nashville, the top team in the West. So it looks like Saros is playing very good hockey there. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I wish we could have had a better result in our live looking game to start the year. I wish we could have had a better start in our first 10, but it's only 10 games out of 82. So we have 72 remaining. A lot of time to right the ship and maybe get this team on track for our second playoff appearance in 4 years. But as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.